How's it going, guys? I've been going on Facebook lately, and I've been looking at I managed to like the Marvel Cinematic Universe page on there, and there's been a lot of speculation on what Avengers 4 is actually going to be about, and it's been speculation after speculation after speculation, and it's like y'all, everyone is describing what the movie was going to be about, but they have yet to come up with a title for Avengers 4. So, like, the title for Avengers 4 is basically like up in the air at this point. The Russo brothers, who I'm very impressed with by their directing skills lately, they're very tight-lipped. Marvel Studios is very tight-lipped, and most notably, Disney is tight-lipped, and and they're very good at keeping secrets. I'm gonna be honest with you, but there's been a lot of talk saying that Avengers 4 is gonna involve time travel, and that may play a little bit of a part in Avengers 4, because for those who have seen Infinity War, we're still kind of like having some PTSD syndromes from that. It was the end of Infinity War. It was a real punch in the stomach, and it's like, and I was saying to myself when I saw that ending, and I was like, oh my gosh, now I know how people felt back in 1980 when they first went to see The Empire Strikes Back, when Vader actually revealed himself to be Luke's father. And when it was like a huge bomb done dropped in everybody's lap during that time, and everybody was scratching their heads. I was like, okay, what? And and the same thing for Infinity War is like that inevitable moment when Thanos snapped his fingers, and I was like, my jaw has literally dropped, because I have read the Infinity Gauntlet storyline a few years ago, and the minute he snapped his fingers, it's like, okay, what's going to happen, and what exactly did he do? Lo and behold, he wiped out half the universe. And I was like, I wasn't really too surprised about Bucky being one of the fatalities during which is now called the infamous Thanos snap. And and I was looking at this, and I was like, okay, Bucky, when I first saw him disappear, and it was like, he completely disappeared. And I was like, okay, there's a clue right there and there. I don't think Bucky is dead, because he has a cybernetic arm. That's the only thing that's not real of his body. So I was like, okay, if he disappears, shouldn't his cybernetic arm be left behind? So I was like, okay, that was the first clue saying that Bucky's not dead, because he's actually on a contract right now, and so I'm really looking forward to what his character is going to be like in future films. Most notably, how they're gonna bring him back in some way, and and another fatality that was in movie was Groot. And I was like, oh god, not this again. I already saw Groot die once. It was heartbreaking enough. Now I got to see him dying again. And this time, and this is actually like, he died right there in right in front of Rocket Raccoon, not once but twice. I was like, Rocket's going like, okay, how many times I gotta see Groot die right in front of me? And I was like, so Rocket might be some sort of overprotective of Groot in future films involving the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I'm looking forward to, by the way. Um, and Vision, I kind of saw coming, and I was like, the moment he was born, and I use that word in quotation, born, in Age of Ultron, he has that stone in his head, and when Thor having that vision of the Infinity Gauntlet with the Infinity Stones in it, I was like, okay, you basically just put a target on Vision's back. Lo and behold. And there was a couple surprises that I saw in that movie that really kind of like took me out of left field. You know, Scarlet Witch ended up disappearing, and most notably, most of the Guardians of the Galaxy are gone. Drax, Mantis, Star Lord, Groot, Gamora, and so yeah, they're gone. But the one that really punched me in the stomach was Spider Man, and I was like, no, not this kid, no. I was like, and I couldn't help but sit there in complete utter silence because we're busy scratching our heads, and we wonder what's gonna happen next, and then next thing you know, end credits, done. And I'm busy, looking at this, and I'm like, and I was like, okay, the Russo brothers, they did an Empire Strikes Back move. Like, if for those who saw Empire Strikes Back in 1980, and for those diehard fans out there, we already know what happens in the end of Empire Strikes Back. Han is taken. Vader was revealed to be Luke's father, and everybody scratching their head is like, okay, what's gonna happen next? And they had to wait like 3 years just to find out what's gonna happen next. Well, luckily for us, we get to wait like a full year to see what's gonna happen in Infinity War. So really looking forward to that. I'm also looking forward to the fact that they're actually talking about buying back that Marvel is actually getting some more characters within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and most notably the Fantastic Four. And I'm gonna go on record and say I am not a very huge fan of the Fantastic Four. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, because like they're most notably, they're more like explorers. They're superheroes, but they're also explorers. And I mean, I watched a few of the cartoons back then, and of course, I actually watched the movie that actually came out in 2005. And the sequel to Rise of the Silver Surfer, which was entertaining to a point, but there's been too many high expectations for Rise of the Silver Surfer, and unfortunately, there were some things in that movie that didn't quite live up to the expectations of diehard fans of the Silver Surfer. And most notably, the reason why for those like, it's been heavy talks about Marvel buying back Fantastic Four because for those who have managed to watch the previous Fantastic Four movie, which came out a couple years ago, that one I'm not gonna say kind of disappointed. It was very, very disappointed because like the 2005 film didn't get that much love when it first came out, but the latest reintroduction of the Fantastic Four, it made people go back and watch the one that came out back in 2015, like not 2015, 2005. It made them go back and watch that movie and appreciate for that movie for what it really was. It was a good popcorn flick. And and mind you, Fantastic Four in 2005 came out 3 years long before the Marvel Cinematic Universe was even launched. So everybody, okay, back then it's like, okay, we got the Fantastic Four, we got Spider Man, we got the X-Men. So everybody's scratching their heads. It's like, okay, what about the Avengers? How are they gonna introduce the Avengers? And of course, after the very end of Iron Man, you know that, which is by far one of the most infamous post-credit scenes ever. I'm glad I actually got to see that because it got fans hyped up. It got fans hyped up really big time. I'm a huge fan of Marvel. Well, I'm a huge fan of comic book movies in general. And I'm a huge fan of comics in general, period. But I'm not, gonna rat on DC saying they don't make really good movies. I mean, they make some really good entertaining movies, but it's just like the DC movies is just now getting their foot, and they're just now getting their universe, their cinematic movies, up. So yeah, DC's got some catching up to do, and I really appreciate for everybody, for these movies for what they are, which is good, entertaining movies, not just for adults but also for kids. Because we're now celebrating 10 years of Marvel Studios, 20 films over the course of 10 years. And I was like, it don't feel like it's been 10 years since Marvel Studios has created this legacy. I'm going to say that. I'm going to go on a limb and say legacy. Because, I love what Marvel is doing. It's trying to get their characters to exist in one cohesive world. And that's why I'm looking forward to Marvel buying back the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, notably, because I really feel like they deserve to be in the same universe as the Avengers. And it's like watching a comic book come on screen right there in front of your face. You used to see them on pages of and the reason why I'm looking forward to that because I'm looking forward to, the interactions between these characters, like Wolverine. What happens if Wolverine comes across the Avengers? Because in the comics, he not only he was an X-Men, but he was also a part-time Avenger. Him and Storm and Beast. And I was like, okay, what if Reed Richards would be in the same room as Tony Stark and Bruce Banner, the three smartest dudes within the Marvel universe, period. So, etc., etc. And so I'm definitely looking forward to that. I'm actually also looking forward to Avengers 4. Just to see what happens next. And I personally say I really wish everybody would just stop speculating. And it's let's just wait for 2019 to come around the corner and find out what Avengers 4 is going to be about. Because the more you put speculation and speculation, fans are going to expect too much. And if the fans don't see what they're expecting, they're going to be highly disappointed. And considering the fact that this is supposed to be the final chapter within the Avengers universe, I really feel like this is not going to stop there. But I think it's about time we stop speculating and let's appreciate what Avengers 4 is going to be, which is going to be an awesome movie. Period. And that's why I wanted to do this video, because I don't want to be one of those fans that go into this movie when it comes out in 2019 and then expect too much, because I'm so used to seeing people describing what they feel like what the movie's gonna be about. But I want to go into this movie blind. I mean, I'll see, trailers and whatnot. I hope the trailers don't get too much away. But as I sit down and watch this movie when it comes out next year in May 2019, just appreciate for what it really is. An awesome comic book movie on screen for us. And I think it's about time we just sit back and watch what happens. So please, this is actually my first YouTube video, and I wanted to come on here and express my thoughts of what's going to happen next year within Avengers 4. They haven't come up with a title yet, but I'm curious of what the title is going to be. I want to be surprised at the title. I want to be surprised at the plot line and what's going to happen throughout that movie. So feel free to leave your comments below after I finish this video and tell me what you think. Later. More videos to come very soon.